Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, investors. I'm Taylor Watts from Watts Investing, and as usual, we're doing our monthly Sharesies portfolio update and generally updating our challenge progress. So our challenge is for each subscriber we put $1 into Triple M, and every video we make we put in $25 as well, and that's in the natural currency of the stock, which is US dollars. So in our past video we had 293 subscribers, now we've got 297, so we've got 4 extra and $25 to put in, so we put it in 29. So we'll get that out of the way straight at the start of the video. Boom, good as gold, putting that through. And that is our general challenge update. Another part of the challenge is essentially each month I will have a guess at the dividends we'll receive in the upcoming month, and everyone else who wants to partake will have their own guess as well. And whoever gets closest gets a wee shout out, and especially if they've got a YouTube channel or something, I'll shout that out, give it a wee review and have a look-see as well. So we'll get straight into that as well. So my guess for June was $18.60. About 2/3 of the way through the month, I figured out that this was going to be very wrong, because I thought I forgot about our Westpac dividend, which is one of our biggest ones. It came in at $12 last time, whereas this time came in at about 16. So if we check out our dividends for the month, we got $35.47, which is a huge number compared to the number I guessed. I was guessing our average dividends per the month before June, and was not expecting it to get bigger than June, but did indeed forget about that dividend. So if we include this now, halfway through the year, our average is up to $21.41. So we've bumped that up almost $3 a month, which is pretty good. We are halfway through the year and at $128.45. So assuming nothing changes, the second half of the year will have about $256.90 in dividends. Our goal is to get 333, clean slate of threes, maybe even 33 cents as well. Don't know if I included that in there. So we're going to be lower, but most of these dividends in the first half haven't had the effects of their dividend raises just yet, as some of the previous companies in the last quarter raised dividends. We've got share buybacks helping us accumulate more of an ownership, so we get a bigger payout. Another thing is lots of the New Zealand companies do semi-annual dividends. So the first one is generally an interim dividend, which is always or often smaller. So the ones at the end of the year are generally bigger. That's especially with like Hallenstein's, Mainfreight, Fisher and Paykel, even Westpac, those sorts of things. Sometimes the final is at the start of the first 6 months, but should be bigger in the future. Lots of our monthly ones will compound a bit more. We are going to invest more money before we get to the end, so we will cross over that 256.90 mark very hopefully, unless we get some cancellations. So we're going to hopefully get more than halfway between that 256 to 333 and get really, really close to our target and hopefully smash it. But yeah, that is quarter 2 done for the year as well, now that we've gotten through those last 3 months. May being quite small, but quarter 2 of 2022 was much bigger than quarter 2 of 2021. We've gained about $20 in dividends in that time, which is pretty sick. So if we continue that on to the next year, the next year's June will be, or next year's quarter 2 rather, will be 106, which would be super sweet. I think we'll get past there personally, as we've focused a bit more on dividends than we were initially starting out. Quarter 4 this year is going to be massive, as quarter 4 originally was 14, 71, 96. We're going to cross over the 100 this time and smash it out of the park, as long as Hallenstein's does its good effort. Coming into July, it's often one of our smallest months again, just like May. May came out to be roughly $12. July was higher than May last time, and it was higher than that the year before as well. We've got a lot of different stocks than those years, so it's not too much of a data point to take into consideration. But I do think it will be higher in July than it was in May. I think it'll be closer to like 15, 20-ish. I've already got insider information on all the dividends that have came in up to the 8th of July already. So we've got a little bit coming in already, so I've got a good gauge. But I think it will be around 15 to 20-ish. I'll go with 1 cent higher than our no, make it interesting. I'll go with kind of like a jackpot number of 1777, so it's got that 777 in there, and that'll be my guess for July. A little bit lower, of course, than June, and June we did absolutely smash it with those dividends. So our total halfway through this year is actually bigger than the whole year of 2020. That's another cool data point to actually realize is during lots of those dividend cuts and more heavy investing period of COVID, our dividends have actually surpassed it already halfway through the year. So that's pretty cool. And if we do get up to 270-ish, way up here on the graph, I guess, it'll look pretty sick, pretty consistent growth like that. Hopefully July is into those double digits, maybe even cross 20. That would be very unexpected for me. I'm not forgetting about another massive dividend this time, I don't think. I think the only one I haven't taken into consideration really is Mainfreight. I'm not sure how big our Mainfreight dividend is. I think that'll be the decider of how close I am, really. This is our portfolio progress for dividends. A wee life update. I haven't been investing too much in the past few weeks because I've been very busy and not busy in a way. So I'm from New Zealand and I've just moved cities again. So about 6 months ago, at midway through December, I moved from my hometown Dunedin to Queenstown to just have a break from what I was up to. So I just finished studying, didn't want to go straight into a career, so I just had a break for 6 months, had some fun, because Queenstown's quite a touristy spot for New Zealand, so beautiful mountains, nice lake, lots of good food, restaurants, adrenaline activities, nice walks, and just worked doing some like retail, and some just general CV building jobs, getting some experience of sales and a little bit of management. Came and lived in here, had some fun there for the last 6 months, and then just needed another change of pace again, so moved all the way back where I call home, Dunedin, and now I'm currently kind of unemployed, so my income is very low, so I won't be investing too heavily for the next few weeks. I'm currently on the search for something inspiring to take me on the next part of my journey, but that is what I'm up to. That is another reason why I was investing heavily in the start of the year, because our weekly investment for our goal was about 120 a week. Now I believe it is about 55. I'll just double check that number. 25. So about $56 a week to get to our goal, and that's based on the 2nd of June. So I think we've put in a little bit more, so it'll be about $50 a week. So by the time I get employed in about a month or two, that'll be up to like 60, 70, but that should be super easy to achieve still. That's just why I hammered it in the first part of the year. In terms of weightings, haven't updated it since that 3rd of June date as well, but we haven't been buying pretty much anything since then anyway, so we've still got the same sort of proportions going on here. I see that our McDonald's and AT&T have surpassed our Mainfreight, as they've just been performing better. Same with Johnson & Johnson as well. And Coca-Cola is actually pretty close as well, as they've been performing quite well as well. But we'll actually dive into the portfolio and give it a look now. Now we've got $9. I'm pretty sure most of this is extra dividends from July already, so take that in mind with your guess. But the portfolio hasn't changed too much since last time. It's mainly just been following the trends of the market, which over the past month has, we'll go 3-month view. So at the start of June, we're sitting about 2,000 up at 18,600, and we are sitting slightly above that. So we've gained $500, and the portfolio is $1,000 higher. So we've invested roughly $500 into that difference, I guess. It's been kind of just down to a very low point, almost hitting negatives there, very, very low returns, and then just bouncing back up again. to look at our returns, most of it is actually from currency gains, unrealized of course, whereas the capital gains have actually been bouncing into the negatives very recently. That currency gain is very big from just the exchange rate pretty much going up. I realized this was an opportunity when I started investing. During COVID, not so much, but later into the year, it dropped down to like 1.33, 1.4, and I realized that was a good opportunity to buy US stocks as the exchange rate's 14-15% up from that. It wasn't, of course, calculated or anything. It was just speculation. Just had a guess, good feeling about it, just based on trends and where I thought it would go based on economy stuff. And I was right, I guess. So that was a good way to make money. And then there's just our fees, our dividends, and everything all in there as well. We'll give it a scroll through. Again, nothing's really changed too much. Fish and Paykel paid out a nice dividend of $2.35 that month. Westpac was our big one at $15.61. Main Freight is still sitting up with a great capital gain. We'll actually check out how much we're going to expect to receive. I don't know if it has it up yet. The ex-dividend date hasn't even passed yet, but it's it's actually massive, 1.2 per share, and we've got 6.6 shares, so that's actually going to be a massive dividend. It almost doesn't even sound right, because that was 76, $3.30. How many shares was that as well? Let's have a look. That was 6.4 shares, so it was about the same amount of shares, but the dividend is 40% higher or something, so that's going to be $4, $5, $6 ish. So that would be quite a nice dividend to have, actually. Microsoft, we bought a little bit recently near the end of June and some at the start of June as well, just as it was dropping into these 240s. The dividend was getting to a nicer percentage than it usually is, and based on just the trend of dividend raises, this is their last quarter of a dividend before they raise it again. They've raised it by 5 or 6 cents in the past. 5 cents there, 4 cents there. So if it's another 5 or 6 cents raise, that'll be huge. That'll really just compound our growth as well. Tesla has been bouncing around a lot. It's been kind of flat on average during June, July, around the 600-700 range. But the news, nothing too interesting. Their quarter 2 numbers came in, so they delivered 260,000 vehicles, or produced rather. So that was a little bit below expectations, just because the expectations weren't really updated to the Shanghai shutdowns. So it was a pretty good result all in all. The June production month was actually their biggest month yet, so they ramped up production of their factory after it being shut down really quickly and had a staggering result. And if they carry that through for quarter 3 and quarter 4, should be a really exciting year. Westpac again paid that massive dividend. It had a mad drop off here. Not fully sure why it had this big drop off yet. It did it over here as well. I'm assuming some of these big drops have to do with the interest rates changing, but I feel like I don't understand bank business enough to understand the big drops real suddenly just yet, but took advantage of that by buying a wee bit more. And that is our portfolio. Again, not really too much has changed as our wallet has invested that much. And recent top-ups during June. We've topped up actually quite a fair bit more than I thought we did. In June. We last updated it the 3rd of June, was it? Or 23rd of June, so we've actually only added $30 since this number here, so we can even update that right now and give it a 305 and then change that to the 8th of July. And that just keeps it easy. And we'll update that number off camera, or off screen rather. That's the portfolio there. Hatch, again, it's just those 2.2 shares in Tesla, leaving it flat, just following the stock price pretty much. We've had some periods where it was super high at 4,000, $400, and then just some periods where it's down, down, down. But we're just going to hold that as long as we can bear it, eh? It's good stuff, really. And yeah, that is our portfolio. I'll scroll through this because I've updated this. This is fully up to date, actually. So this has got all of our dividends. So the X axis really has no data point. It just is based on the dividends are there. There is no time set on these. So the ones that have more didn't pay all of these dividends in the same time period as these 5. It's just based on whenever the dividend came in, added it there just to show that it's growing over the ownership period, really. It's not set or specific or very accurate or anything. It's just a cool data point to look at, and it fits the screen quite nicely. Hopefully our Hallensteins one in December is bigger than this drop-off. Want to see that trend line to continue going up and not flatten out. Yeah, that Fisher and Paykel one, so I'm going to guess that this was maybe even the final and that was the interim, or maybe that was interim and final. It was just, I don't know if that makes sense. It's probably interim, like final, interim, final, interim, final, interim. No, I don't know. Probably the other way around. NZX smashing it. We really accumulated a lot of their shares over the past few months due to their share price dropping. Going to try and accumulate more if it stays that low at a 7% yield is pretty good. These American stocks again are picking up the pace. They're jumping up a lot higher due to these raises and accumulating more. Lots of these companies like Johnson & Johnson and Microsoft and like Pepsi, I'm not actually investing that much into it. It's just the dividends are getting better and they're compounding. Obviously, lots of the movement is from the me raising capital in there. These small raises are just generally due to the dividend raises as well, because they're raising about 5 to 10% on most of these American ones, which is for every dollar, 5 cents. So it really actually kicks into gear, especially when you start getting into the $2, $3, $4, $5 range. Whenever Triple M does a 5% raise, that $5 becomes $5.25 or whatever have you. So that's really cool. And yeah, that dividend's just going to keep skyrocketing up and up and up as long as we keep putting in this $25 per video. And for every subscriber I get, put another $1 as well. So if you want that dividend to grow for me, you want me to spend my money that I am not earning, smash that subscribe button. Yeah, other than that, again, McDonald's came in with $2.02. Got a Pepsi one sitting here, S&P 500, Coca-Cola. Apple, I think, is paying pretty soon again in August or September. Yeah, there's monthly ones coming in again. Our covered call ETF is absolutely growing. It's like a 14% yield currently. We're just investing into that one for fun. It's more of a speculation than an investment. Have no idea how the thing makes money, but I'm going to sit a few $100 in it just for some fun, as it does make that monthly dividend look kind of mean. Visa we are growing into, as that is a big dividend compounder as well. AT&T is going to pay a dividend pretty soon, I believe, and we're going to see if that one can bump up and get closer and closer to where it was before the split of the company. Yeah, that is all our dividends. That is all our weightings, everything that's going on with the portfolio. Yeah, 4 subscribers over the month, and not too much happening, a little bit invested over time. And yeah, we're just sitting through the market, looking at options, and just taking it pretty easy. I've been looking at a lot of property investments currently, as the market seems to be in a good position to maybe snap something up if something good pops up. But that really does depend on if I do get a job pretty soon and what the income is on that. If I partner and do half and half on the house, or do sole ownership, because if I want to sell all of my shares to get the deposit, there's a lot of different variables going into play, which makes all of this a bit pointless if I do the property and sell the shares. So it's a big decision that I'm going through currently. But I will probably sit tight for a few months just to iron out some of the kinks and really refine that decision down to something a bit more certain. But yeah, good luck on your investments. Remember to leave a guess for what you expect I will get paid over the month of July. My guess is 1777. July is normally a smaller month, just like May, but we do have lots of American stocks that pay on these months, and we do have a few monthly dividend pays as well. We've got the bond one that pays about $1 or $2. We've got Realty Income Corp, which pays about $2, and we've got that QYLD paying anywhere from 3 to 5 as well. So that brings the minimum to about 10 most months. So just keep that in mind. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy investing, and just have a chat in the comments if you want to talk to me about anything. Ciao.